Thank you, everybody. We're going to hear from Admiral Schultz, Commandant of the Coast Guard.
Leaders of the Association of Naval Service Officers, congratulations on celebrating 40 years of recruiting, supporting and retaining Hispanic and Latino service members for our United States Maritime Services. Collectively, your efforts have enhanced the Coast Guard's ability to become more representative of the population we serve. Your voices have amplified the message that the Coast Guard offers limitless opportunities for Hispanics and Latino members to thrive. Your mentorship teaches new service members how to best navigate the organization, as well as inspires those experiencing hardships to persevere and overcome challenges. Your advocacy for the Coast Guard helps identify and encourage our Hispanic and Latino shipmates to continue in service to the nation and become our replacements. Your demonstrated actions at units across the Coast Guard both inspires others and enables us all to appreciate the significant value added to our missions by our Hispanic and Latino members. And your invaluable perspectives shared at your units, as well as up the chain of command, influence and shape new policies and procedures that advance our sea services. I think Anso's success stems from a comunidad that welcomes everyone. You showed me in a few assignments in South Florida have reinforced the notion that community is a big part of Hispanic and Latin heritage. Together, Anso and the Coast Guard are working to create and broaden communities where all are welcome and all are valued. The world's best Coast Guard must be the world's most inclusive Coast Guard. When we provide our workforce both with an inclusive environment in which all members can thrive and the tools to get the job done, therein resides mission success and high employee satisfaction. Therein, we remain an employer of choice. So thank you, Anso, for your leadership in these endeavors. I wish you a happy 40th birthday and a great conference. Semper Paratus.
That was incredible. Thank you, Commandant of the Coast Guard, Admiral Schultz. It's my honor to introduce Ms. Victoria Bowens, CDP Associate Director, Diversity and Inclusion, Diversity Management Operations Center, the DMOC for Defense Human Resources Activity at the DoD.
You all, I bring you greetings from the Office of Secretary of Defense, Personnel Readiness, the Defense Human Resources Activity, and Diversity Management Operations Center. It's great to be here today, and Admiral Rodriguez, it's great to see you, as well as there's a few others on the line that I've worked with before in the past. So this is a great honor to be able to provide you just a few little nuggets today from the Office of Secretary of Defense level. But first of all, I want to congratulate for Anso meeting this major milestone. You know, in today's environment, when there are many organizations that have not withstood the challenges of the pandemic, economic challenges, societal challenges, it gives me pleasure and that this organization has continued to keep the hand on the pulse. And that could not have been without the leadership of you, Captain Roy Love, and certainly the former Rear Admiral Rodriguez, the former president of Anso. So thank you so much for keeping this moving forward. But now I want to talk to the Anso members, our current and our future leaders from the Hispanic Latino community. You are experiencing a precipice of change within the Department of Defense. The department is engaged and going through a major transformational change in that our attention is to ensure that we are an employer of choice. Some of the same kind of words you've heard earlier. And not only from the standpoint of attracting, but also from the standpoint of retaining the best talent that this great organization needs for today and tomorrow. Yes, in DoD, we set up many structures. That's what we do. We set up a lot of structures. But this particular one, called the Defense Equity Team, reaches at the highest level of the organization and is connected directly to the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff. Major difference. And this is one of their priorities, to keep their line of sight on diversity and inclusion initiatives. It's recognized that they must maintain their directed attention if we are to ensure that there's equal and equitable opportunity for all of us, all of you, to reach your highest potential. The theme, Esperanza, a celebration of Hispanic heritage and hope, bodes very well with our priority to change hope to become a reality. Great strides have been made. I'll give us that. And in the forefront to ensure opportunities are not only a reality, but become realized. And we've made some initiatives, we've moved forward with some initiatives to address barriers at promotion boards, mitigating biases for selections and critical assignments, and increasing opportunities in those positions that allow opportunities in positions and occupations that lead to a higher promotability. We recognize the Hispanic community is one of the largest ethnic groups in America. Today, 8% of our military, our officer force are Hispanic, 9.7% of our civilians are Hispanic, and 18% are enlisted Hispanic. Surely, this is not representative of the face of America, and we know it. More importantly, the percentage it shrinks exponentially at the higher ranks, both at our senior leaders for civilians and also for our officer ranks. This is where I need your help. If you read the book, John Maxwell, he has a book called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. The one that resonates with me the most is the one with the law of lids. The lid to me represents the barriers, the lack of opportunity, the silencing of voices, limitations of your values, and the destruction of your hope. So let's together form a partnership and lift and remove that lid by coming together to advance what we collectively can do together to ensure that hope for your parents, that hope for your grandparents, that hope for your family, and more importantly, the hope you have for yourself, to ensure that the organization that we love and willing to sacrifice our lives affords the opportunity for you to bring your best selves to the organization. But we must also act on the promises outlined in our policies and regulations. These policies and regulations alone, without your actions to act upon the opportunities, is crucial to this process. I believe Anso exists today to set you up in the path for success to be a strategic leader for DoD. Not only for your professional development, but to ensure that we are equipped to advance your concerns and to advocate to remove all of the barriers that limit your personal and professional growth. I am committed, and I am confident in saying that my leadership is equally committed to remove those wedges and those lids, if I can use that euphemism, that cross your paths. Moreover, leaders who have committed today to share their leadership insights is a true testament from the larger community, willing and able to ensure your advancement and development throughout your military and civilian careers. However, we are expecting you to do the work, as well as our future leaders do the work as future leaders. Take advantage of and volunteer for those assignments that position you for success. You can wait, or you can take charge of your careers. I stress the latter. Hope is not a plan. Action, initiative, effort creates that reality. Remember, this is a journey, and yes, we know it takes 25 or 30 years, and I'm speaking for the military members, to become a general officer, but I need you to stay the course. In closing, it's been a true honor to share with you a few leadership nuggets from my perspective today, and some of the diversity inclusion initiatives that are underway. Although it would be nice to say life is perfect, it is not. But what I can say is that you have my full commitment, and I'm speaking on behalf of all of OSD senior leaders, to ensure that all military civilian are afforded the opportunities to be the best selves in this environment. One, that you are valued, and one, that you're appreciated. Never give up your authenticity. Maintain your integrity and treat others as you want to be treated. Remember, stay the course. Failure is not an option. It is an opportunity to excel. Again, congratulations. Thank you for this opportunity to share a few words, and I look forward to continue our partnership.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Bowens, for those wonderful words. Captains of our fate, masters of our soul. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate everything that you're doing at DoD, and we look forward to partnering with you in everything to make life better for all of our service members. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Bendiciones. All right, and we're moving on with our program, and up next for everybody is Dr. Charles Barber, Senior Executive Service, U.S. Navy Assistant Secretary for Manpower and Reserve Affairs in Washington, D.C. He is the Director, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Secretary of the Navy. How are you, sir?
Cap Love, thank you so much for having me here, and I will keep my remarks very brief. But let me just say, it is an absolute honor to serve as your director for DE&I programs for the department. You know, and I should also add, you know, with the leadership support from Secretary Del Toro and also from Secretary Hogue, who actually serves as the acting MNRA and the Chief Diversity Officer for the department, we truly have champions for diversity in those two leaders and those two individuals, and we are very, very fortunate for that. While I'm new to the position, I'm not new to Don. I actually served as the diversity expert, you know, during the Task Force 1 Navy journey. And I had the fortunate opportunity to serve as a primary author for that report, you know, and great partnerships with Admiral Velez. I see Admiral Brown on the call, and also with Admiral Halsey. We want to leverage the success and partnership that we had throughout that Task Force 1 Navy journey. And that framework will actually be baked into the to the department level strategy, action plan, governance, and measures of effectiveness. You know, so all of that great work that, you know, that took place with Task Force 1 Navy, that won't be lost, but it will absolutely be baked into those department level capabilities that we're building. And also, you know, our partnership with great organizations like Anso, NNOA, you will all be critical, you know, in how we move forward in building those capabilities. Captain Love and Admiral Harris, we've already had conversations on how we can partner in some of these efforts moving forward. And so very, very excited about that. Let me just say too, you know, the program that we're building, you know, this program will not be a divisive program. You know, this will be a program that is constructive, that ensures that diversity and meritocracy work as harmonic principles without compromising one for the other. You know, that's important because, you know, I think we have a tendency to kind of confuse, you know, equal opportunity and diversity programs, and we kind of use those terms interchangeably. But, you know, the programs are absolutely different, but at the same time, it will absolutely balance meritocracy and diversity moving forward. And so with that, I'm very thankful for Anso and the opportunity to kind of introduce myself and the program that we're developing here. Very fortunate that we have Anso as a strategic partner as we move forward. And I want to also thank not only Anso, but the Latino and Hispanic community for all the contributions, not just to the department, but for humanity writ large. And so again, Captain Love, thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to partnering and working with everybody moving forward.
Thank you, Dr. Barber. Definitely, we are 100% on board in supporting you in the task that you have ahead of you, and looking forward to really partnering and doing a lot of great things. Thank you very much. Blessed day. Okay. All right, everybody. And next up is the CEO of Latina Style, Mr. Robert Bard. I count him as a friend. We just recently met, but the work he's doing is amazing. Mr. Bard, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for that invitation. You know, it's true that we have recently met, but it seems like it's been forever. I'm so delighted to see all of you. particularly, Will, Admiral Rodriguez, who's been a long time friend, and he's the person that I hold responsible for my daughter serving in the Navy Reserves. So when the Admiral was talking about the recruiting, I said the best recruiting campaign that the Navy could have is give Admiral Rodriguez a budget and send them all over the country, because he'll get you all kinds of people. Because within hours of meeting my daughter in San Diego, a few years back, we came back from that conference, and by the time we got back to Dallas, it's been 9 years. Yeah, by the time we got to Dallas, she already had an appointment with the recruiter, and now she recently got selected to be a lieutenant commander in the Navy Reserves, but I'm delighted that actually happened, and because when Eileen Suarez went into the Navy, she was a young lady. With all the preoccupations of a young professional. But when she came back, and what we have today is a woman that is a leader, that is incredibly gifted. And I get to read her performance report from her commanders, whether it was in Kabul, in Germany, in Diego Rivera, wherever it is that she's been sent, she's gotten stellar reports. So I'm delighted of the relationship that Anso and the Navy, and I'm thankful to Will, because he truly changed her life, and by changing her life, he changed ours. Because as you well know, when a member of the family serves, the whole family serves. So 40 years it's a piece of work. I mean, it's quite a bit of time, and for the first time since the original Secretary of the Navy that we have that was Hispanic, we have Secretary del Toro. And we were fortunate enough to have him with us at the National Latina Symposium a few weeks back. And I think that Secretary del Toro will make a tremendous difference on how the services address first the Navy, and then how the other services are going to follow suit, because I think the Secretary is going to make a tremendous difference. Yvonne, it's great to see you, and congratulations for all the work that you do as well. I'm seeing William Nieto por allá, or Bill Nieto, that I've known also for so many years, and all the members of Anso that I've had the chance to interface with. And there, by the way, is one of our award recipients from the National Latina Symposium, Captain Joanne Bourdain, that actually now she is in waiting for her next level in her command. So it's wonderful to see you, Captain. You know what? I'm going to talk from a personal experience. And my personal experience is my daughter. I saw what the service did for her. And we experienced, even though we went through the suffering of her being a whole year in Kabul. As a matter of fact, she recently sent us a text to her mother, Lupita Colmenero, and myself, saying, see what's showing in CNN over there, where the Taliban are walking around? That's where my car was parked every day when I went to work. And we were delighted and terrified at the same time that she had chosen such a tough assignment. The work that the services provide for young people today are more important than ever. If there is one way for our country to come back together and join hands, all of us working for the same cause, working for the same principles, and making sure that we have everybody on the same page, I think it's going to be through the services. For a long time, traveling around the country, we've been doing this work for 28 years. And I saw the young people across the country, all the preoccupations and all the ideas that they had. I was, in many ways, very concerned. But then when I am around the members of the services, I feel it's okay. These kids got our back. Everything is going to be all right. And our country is going to be in good hands, and we will be able to keep the progress that we have through the years. to all the members of Anso, I'll thank you for your commitment, but at the same time, make sure that you take advantage of your membership, because it has to be a two-way street. Any educational opportunity that is offered by the service, take it. You know, right now, my daughter is going at the Pentagon through her, I think, third master's degree, all paid by the service. And what an opportunity that is. And it is essential that we keep educating ourselves, that we keep representing ourselves, you know, with the schools across the country, make sure that whenever we have a chance to interface with young people, you know, we keep the door of the military services open. You know, Yvonne spoke for a while about the opportunities for young people and what the kids are facing today. You know, the challenges that the young men and women are facing today, they're nothing more difficult. They're much more difficult than the ones that we faced when I went to school, and probably when we all went to school. The challenges are enormous. So we need to provide them with all the support and all the encouragement and all the advice that we can give them of places that are reputable. Because even now, I mean, all of this of fake news from everybody all over the place. The whole country need not to be just politics, 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 politics. And we need to encourage our kids, especially, you know, we need to encourage them to take advantage of all the STEM careers that are available, which are the careers of the future, and take advantage of all the opportunities that you have to interface with people such as the ones that we have on the screen. We are delighted to be a partner with Anso. Roy and everybody at Anso, and especially Will. Will, I'm delighted to see that even after all your retirement, you have all your hair. It hasn't gone away. Roy, you know, the one thing that I wanted to bring to the attention, and when I spoke to the secretary, I briefly mentioned that, is we need to get all the Latino and Latina flag officers engaged. We need that senior support from the top. We need their words. We need their presence. And I know that Will has been working for a number of years to bring back all the senior officers, you know, to be part of Anso. And for women especially, you know, I'm sorry that, you know, this year, well, within the last 3 years, it's been a drain of Latina senior talent. I'm glad to see that we shortly, I hope, or next year, we will have a new admiral in the U.S. Coast Guard, the first one, I think. But when we lost Angie Salinas, you know, and I was so flattered that she asked me to speak at her retirement, and I, like a foolish guy that knows nothing, and says, well, I'm delighted that, you know, that Angie is retiring, you know, with such a distinguished career. And at the same time, I'm looking forward to seeing the new 2-star Marine Corps Admiral Latina, you know, on the stage soon. So afterwards, Angie took me aside and said, listen, boy, by the time, you know, a 2-star admiral in the general in the Marine Corps is there, I'm afraid that you will not be around to see it. And we're far away from building the pipeline aggressively. But there is things that we can do just by keeping awareness at all times that the pipeline needs to be filled. We know that the external influence, you know, into the powers that be at the Pentagon is always minimized, but it's still there. So we need to push extremely hard. Something that Latina Style has done, because we've been advocating on behalf of women for so long, something that we've done, we engage for the past 2 years, you know, the chairman of all the committees that had to do anything with defense, both in the Senate and in the House. and they've been receptive. And I'm sure that whatever, you know, our conversations and letters, they probably go on a stack of papers, you know, somewhere, but somebody's seeing it. We need to be being the advocates that we need to be. Delighted to see Blanca. Blanca, it's wonderful to see you. Thank you for all your service that you did as the president of Anso. With that said from me, Roy, thank you so much for inviting me. Will, it is wonderful to see you. Keep fighting the bears over there because winter's coming. And all of, you know, Yvonne and everybody on the panels and everybody who's been speaking, especially the captain that we just had a chance to honor a couple of weeks ago. For the women and actually for the men, for the young and not so young, Latina Style will keep advocating on behalf of Anso, and we believe that the organization has provided an incredible service. So let's keep upgrading it. And Captain Verdine, thank you. Thank you for joining us. It's wonderful to see you as well. Thank you so much, Roy, for inviting me.
Thank you, Robert, for those kind words and for everything that Latina Style does. We really, truly do appreciate it. You have a blessed day. All right, everybody. Speaking of Admiral Will Rodriguez, he's up next. And Admiral Rodriguez was the president of Anso, I think, 11 years. And then he turned over to Ms. Blanca Rosas, retired Coast Guard commander, who did an amazing job. And now it's my honor to lead this organization. But Admiral Rodriguez is also part of HVLA, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about that.
Hey, thank you very much, Roy. And wow, what a great lineup of speakers today. I'm most impressed. Admiral Curtis, good to see you again, sir. Greetings from the mountains of Western North Carolina. Bill Nieto, one of our past presidents, good to see you. And Robert, I hope Lupita has forgiven me for convincing her little baby girl to go in the Navy. She gave me such a hard time. That was great. She has done a superb job. And thank you, Robert, for your friendship and support over these many years. It's been wonderful. Well, Feliz mes de la Herencia Hispania, amigos. And happy Hispanic Heritage Month, and happy 40th birthday. I'll bet you that Secretary Hidalgo is just smiling upon us from heavens above on what we've been doing. Yeah, right after I stepped down and turned the reins over to Blanca, the presidency of Anso, I got this phone call from Eddie Cabrera, a retired Air Force colonel, who has just started about 2 years prior this organization called Hispanic Veteran Leadership Alliance. And he is here online today, as is one of my other HVLA teammates, retired Brigadier General Charlie Martinez. Good to see you, Charlie. Smile, buddy. and so I'm pleased to be continuing this work with HVLA. HVLA is well connected with a lot of members in the senior government, Congress and so forth. And we share a similar vision and that of Anso, and that is to help reflect the face of the nation as Hispanic demographics of this country, Americans of Hispanic descent, continue to grow. Secretary Hidalgo was wise to look in his crystal ball back in 1980, 1981 when he founded Anso and said, by 2040, 2050, 30% of our country will be of Americans of Hispanic descent. And we do need to reflect the face of our nation in our leadership, specifically in the Navy. Of course, Anso has grown to include our Marine Corps friends, our Coast Guard friends, our Merchant Marine friends, and we include enlisted as well, E1 to O10. And so we, at Eddie's behest and with Roy's agreement, we signed a MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, between our two organizations, Hispanic Veterans Leadership Alliance and Association of Naval Services Officers, to focus on mutual items of mutual benefit, mentoring, career management, meritocracy development, leadership development, and brand recognition. I think we can help Anso in doing that with our connections We've talked a little bit about what can we do with our Air Force and Army brethren vis-a-vis Anso, because Anso has a great reputation of things that we do in terms of mentoring and career development, providing mentors who open doors of opportunity to our members and helping folk, pointing them in the right direction. You know, we have good jobs and then we have good jobs and hopefully putting them in the good jobs. And so that's what we do. Our purpose is to identify and promote policy and process initiatives to increase the inclusion of Hispanics in all levels of military and civilian leadership, especially at the very senior levels as the population grows. And by doing so, we are helping. We are also trying to work with our friends, and we are working with our friends in Uscg and see how much closer we can get with them in terms of funding. Ms. Bowens, funding, and so we can really do the things. That's why I asked the question about Task Force 1 Navy of Secretary Del Toro, because I think, and I see Spalding Brown online, of course, Kenneth Velez, leading up several of the levels of excellence in the Task Force 1 Navy, supporting recruiting and mentoring and career development and retention and STEM in those areas, and what we can do to help open the doors of opportunity, as well as help recruiters get into the living rooms of our Hispanic families. Because we know who runs Hispanic families, right? It's the madre, right? Right, Yvonne? And so we need to convince them that going in the Navy, and by extension the Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Army, and Air Force, is the right thing to do. The right thing to do for their family, right thing to do for our nation, and the right thing to do, quite frankly, for our culture. Because Hispanics bring a wonderful culture of family unity, of loyalty to our nation, and our culture is just one of amazing culture. So with that, and I'll turn back over to Roy. Roy, you're doing a great job, my friend. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about HVLA. And again, if you get a chance to say hello to Eddie Cabrera and Charlie Martinez, please do so. Thank you.
And thank you, sir. I really do appreciate that, and that partnership with HVLA, I think will pay great rewards in the future.